Okay. I'm Matthew, and I'm going to give my presentation on a political philosophy called Anarcho-Primitivism. It's not my philosophy, but I just thought it was interesting and something that a lot of people haven't heard about. So what is Anarcho-Primitivism? So to understand this, you have to have a basic understanding of what anarchism is in general. So according to the Encyclopedia Britannica, anarchism is a cluster of doctrines and attitudes centered on the belief that government is both harmful and unnecessary. So what does that really mean? It means that anarchists are advocating for the end of politics, at least politics as we know it. So in that sense, anarchism could be called anti-political. But within anarchism, there's a very small group of people who call themselves anarcho-primitivists, or just primitivists. These people are even more extreme in their positions. They advocate for the end of all civilization. So that means they want government overthrown, they want every government overthrown, they want all of society to be totally abolished. Any organization of people beyond simple prehistoric tribes, the true primitivist would want to see end. So I've included a little history of anarcho-primitivism here. It sort of came out of the 1960s counterculture movement. John Zerzan was one of the big writers who kind of started the movement. And yeah, there's a little bit more about him later on. So here's kind of just a visual demonstration to make it super simple. So modern society bad, prehistoric tribes good. This is basically the simplified view of the primitivists' understanding of the world. So why would someone subscribe to this philosophy? Why would someone believe this? It seems crazy. Primitivists believe that humanity can only flourish once all technology and most social structures have been done away with, because they believe that these things are inherently divisive and they bring a lack of fulfillment to people. According to the Wall Street Journal, in 2011, only 35% of American households owned smartphones. By 2015, that figure grew to over 70%. So, despite the rapid growth in technology in the modern times, John Zerzan, who was the famous primitivist I talked about earlier, he would say, people are not more connected, despite the billions of ads from the IT companies. Why call it community? It's just technology. The machines are connected, not the people. So, a little list of divisive things that primitivists identify in civilization includes all modern technology, like phones, internet, computers, especially AI, technology used for warfare, over-urbanization, social atomism and isolationism, which is like a result of too much urbanization, environmental destruction, and increased mental illness due to all these factors. In the primitivists' view, if we destroyed all of these things, we would be far better off. So I'm going to run through some paintings by Thomas Cole, who was a 19th century American painter, and he wrote a series of 5 or 6 paintings called The Course of Empire. And I think these are important because these paintings perfectly demonstrate the cyclical nature of civilization that primitivists often identify in their literature. In the primitivist view, this cycle is meaningless and it only causes harm to humans. Instead, we should remain without technology and never begin the cycle. So this is the first painting. These paintings kind of go in chronological order. This is called the savage state, or the state that's ideal for human flourishing. You can see there's prehistoric people running through the forest. And then as agriculture develops, you get the Arcadian or the pastoral state. And this is, even a primitivist would even say that agriculture is too much technology. We've already gone too far if we've gotten to that point. Then you have the consummation of empire, which is characterized by human life dictated by economic structures. And there's a picture of the Roman Empire or something, but you can see that everything is centered around commerce and wealth. Then there's the destruction, which is the anarchism part of this. This is when that society is overthrown. This happened to the Roman Empire. Then there's the desolation, which is the return to the primeval state, and then it loops back again. So this is kind of the cyclical nature, and this is the point where primitivists think that humankind can flourish the most, when there's the least amount of technology, the least amount of distractions. So, content warning. So I thought it might be interesting to talk briefly about the means by which some anarcho-primitivists advocate for the end of civilization. So one obvious way that civilization could realistically end is with massive nuclear war and a subsequent nuclear winter. From the primitivist point of view, this could be either bad or good. The advantage is that the world is taken back to its foundation, which is what the primitivist wants. The disadvantage is obviously the huge death toll, which put a little statistic there. That's just an estimate. Again, these are not my views. I'm not pro-nuclear war, but some very extreme people believe this stuff. However civilization ends, it eventually gives rise to a new primeval world, which is characterized by minimal damage to nature and the natural environment, no technological advancement beyond crude hunter-gatherer tools, no development of agriculture or economics at all, no politics, no complex worldviews, and no religions. So, according to the primitivist, this would be the perfect world for human flourishing. And that's the end.